Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to the More Analytics Afternoon S&P 500 Gold and Bitcoin podcast for March 2nd. Okay, we're going to take a look at the S&P first. I'm not going to go over the higher time frame stuff right now, but the trade back below 69.38 and a quarter. I said warned of decent pressure. Came off. That was before you opened there. Yeah. We came off 169.75. Then the trade below 68.53.50 projects this. I said projects this downward 85 minimum, 215 plus maximum. We attained 85 so far, but we have now broken back above that line. The trade below 68.30.50. I said projects this downward 165 minimum, but we only attained 62 of that to the downside before breaking back above where it came in here at 68.32.19, which now warrants a strength. So the break back above here warrants a strength, and the break above here warrants a strength. If we take out this formation, which is going to come in at 69.47.87, minus 17 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. That will warrant a decent strength. Or 108 minimum. If we were to fail back down through this line right here decently, that's going to warrant a renewed pressure. That's going to come in at 68.60.12 plus 26 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. And a further decent break below this line will warrant a decent pressure also. That's going to come in at 68.33.70 plus 19 per hour. And we bounced off of this line, which further establishes this line, and this that's off a pretty substantial formation. So a decent break below that line, which will come in at 67.70.22 plus 15 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. And that'll project this downward at least 110 points with maximums that are multiples of that. If we break below that decently and back up through it decently, look for decent short cover. A decent penetration in there overnight is going to be 38.5 up until 9 o'clock, the 9:30 open. I would also just note that the 2-day pattern here does warn a possible lower trade overnight before / if resuming higher trade. And again, I stated this on Friday, but in general, this structure here is losing steam with these highs rolling over, lows rolling over. So this is either really got to get out of the gate here and start taking these out on the upside to resuscitate the upside. But if this starts building out here and starts taking these things out, taking this out, we could see this drop again. So that setup for that drop is here if these lines fail right in here, and especially if this one's taken out. Likewise, if we broke above this line decently and back down through it decently, that would be a definite short as well. Okay, on to the gold. Okay, I'm not going to go over all the higher time frame stuff. The break above 45.2010, I brought in 914. And then we had multiple different other calls in here. One right here, I said the trade above 49.35 projects us upward to 100 minimum, 360 plus maximum. We're 499.1 into that one. Now, short term, we're bearish because we broke back below the steep line right here, which comes in at 53.44.50 as of 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, plus 21 per hour. I did not have a short underneath it, but nonetheless, I'd be out of longs for the time being. If we break back above it decently, you can reestablish longs. If we fail below this formation right here, that's going to warrant a decent pressure. That's going to come in at 52.36, 30 plus 15 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that will project this downward 220 minimum, 2,100 plus maximum. Based off a well-formed substantial formation. We break below there decently, back up through it decently, look for decent short covering to come in. You could possibly short this right here with the stop right above it, but it's not the greatest line in the world, and it's very steep, excuse me. A decent penetration in there overnight is going to be 39.9. I also warned of range expansion today right here. We obviously saw the range expansion on the day. Okay. To the Bitcoin. This reestablished bullishness today. I'm not going to go over the higher time frame stuff. I said the trade above 64,424 brought in 5,641 of strength, and the trade above 66,877 projects us upward 2,000 minimum, 9,900 plus maximum. We detained 3,188 of that, and a little bit more than that today. Even though we broke down in here below where the original entry was, I still kept that formation in the analysis because we did not see the rest of it play out yet, and we did not fail below it decently. So that is back in place because we broke back above this line right here. If we were to fail below this formation right here, which is going to come in at 66,004 plus 34 per hour, starting at 6 o'clock p.m., that'll warrant a decent pressure. And decent failure below this line down here will also warrant a decent pressure. That's going to come in at 53,959 plus 10 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I also warned a range expansion today. We saw that. We also violated the minor bearish reversal above on the day. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on tomorrow's podcast.